Hey there. Tonight I'm going to talk to you briefly about the Dunlop D606 front and rear. This is a 2,000 mile review and let you know what my thoughts are on them in case you're considering getting them. My bike is a 2019 CRF 250L, but they work for lots of other bikes, and it's a tried and true tire. Probably find a lot of videos on YouTube about them, but just going to add my 2 cents. I've got 2,000 miles on the rear and 1,800 miles on the front. The first thing I'll talk about is just wear of the tire. The wear has been really minimal. I do about 70-30, 70 off-road, and I think that contributes to the extended life of the tire from what I've seen so far. They're holding up a lot better than the stock IRC tires that I had on the 250L. The wear I would say is about at 50%. I assume that I'll get at least another 2,000 miles out of them, depending on how far I want to push them, and those rear knobs definitely do get worn down, and the front tire probably doesn't need to be changed when I change the rear. But yeah, as far as wear goes, I'm really happy with them. Let's talk about rideability on the street first. So the tires are pretty good on the street for being such an aggressive tire. You can corner very well in them. They're stable, and they track a little bit down the road, asphalt patterns and things like that. They'll kind of want to track a little bit, and even paint on the ground, they'll sort of track and shimmy a little bit on paint surfaces on the asphalt, which is a little different than the IRC. The IRC kind of just glided over everything a little more smoothly on the street, but pretty good on the street, much better than I thought they were going to be. They're a little loud, they howl at speed, which is likely due to the separation between the knobs. You have greater separation between the knobs, so you're going to get a little more of that howl at 50 miles per hour. They kind of howl a bit. Let's see, that's about it for the street, I would say. Yeah, I'm about I'd say 70%, 75% confident with them on the street. And on the dirt, the type of riding I do is like hard pack, loose rocks, very dry. I'm in Central California, and don't have a lot of mud. I think that these tires are really great for muddy terrain and softer dirt, softer sand, things like that, loamy soil. They're not the best in the hard pack. I was a little underwhelmed with the traction, especially on the front tire. I almost feel like the IRC front was comparable to the D606, and I know people do a combination of the D606 in the rear and the MT whatever in the front. So there's options out there for you if you're considering doing a different front tire. I would suggest doing something. I can't speak to that personally because I haven't tried out another combination. I'm just riding them as they are, and once you acclimate to the traction of the front, it's perfectly fine. But I'd say they're geared more towards muddier riding than the hard pack. They definitely give a lot of traction on steeper terrain with lots of rocks and softer dirt. They really hook up and give you a lot of traction on the rear, especially. And cornering, they're really great in the corners. I noticed an improvement immediately with my cornering ability. I had gotten used to the IRC tires that I had on its stock, and once I jumped on the bike with the D606 and kind of got past that initial stage of breaking in the tire, they really hooked up on the corners, and so I'm really pleased with them in that way. Let's go outside and just kind of take a look at the wear on them. So yeah, fairly worn down, like I said, about 50% in the center, and the sides are obviously holding up well. No ripping that I've seen. Some of the softer compound tires are going to rip a little bit, and I haven't noticed that with these. Let's take a look at the front. Front's really good. It's probably like 80% wear, and yeah, I'll probably be able to stretch the front for a lot more miles. There's no ripping up there either. See, what else can I say about these tires? Yeah, overall I'm real happy with them. I'd recommend if you're riding in hardpack to do some sort of combination of the D606 in the rear and another option in the front. You're going to get better traction in the corners and less washing out. Definitely, yeah, if you're in hardpack, I'm going to check out another tire after this and just experiment with what it feels like in the hardpack. We don't get a lot of rain here where I live, and so I don't quite need such an aggressive space between the knobs here. So I think something that will give me good street performance and good performance in the hardpack would be really ideal. I don't know exactly what tire that is going to be, but yeah, we'll see. I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully it was helpful. I'm not like a wealth of knowledge with this sort of thing. It's pretty new to me, but maybe I helped you decide on going with this tire if you're considering it. Definitely with the rear. I mean, I'd highly recommend it, especially if you're in a softer terrain and you got some mud that you're dealing with. I think this is a really great tire. All right, until next time.